Bad news. I am lost. I have several things working for me, though. One, as you can see, I'm in a field with a pretty good field of vision around me. Secondly, I have a general idea of where I am, but I don't know how to find our target. So that means I first have to locate myself. So I'll show you how we do that. So to orient my map, I place it on the ground and I put my compass so that it is aligned with the grid marks on the map like this. I orient my ring so that north is facing up on the compass, and I rotate the whole array until the north needle is aligned with true north on the compass, like that. So right now, my compass, or my map, is facing true north, and what I'm seeing here on the map should align with what I see up here in real life. Let's look for some landmarks. So first off, let's describe where we are standing. I am on open ground at the top of a knoll. Around me is forest, and this is all cleared land all around me. So I want to look for a spot on the map that is fairly level and fairly open as my first clue. Secondly, over here to my right, approximately a little bit northeast, east-northeast, I see a hill which drops off to the south and to the north. So I have a prominent hill to my east. I have a house here approximately northeast, although I'll warn you, house markings on topographical maps can be inaccurate. In the distance, I see a number of small hills, but these may be hard for us to orient upon. And there in the distance, right in the center of the screen, I see a very prominent hill, almost a mountain, although my concern is that is probably off the scale of my map. Continuing over here, I see the land to the west drops off, and I also see this wall. So let's look at the map and see if we can get a general idea where I am. I have a basic idea of where I am. I'm somewhere in this area. Now, let's look here, for example. Could I be here? These markings with these little blue slashes here indicates it's swamp. And the Charles River is just to the north of this area. I know that I'm not there because by definition swamps don't occur at the top of hills, they occur in low-lying areas, and I already know I'm at the top of the hill. Could I be, for example, here, Juniper Hill? Well, let's take a look at this. Now, if I was on Juniper Hill, what I would be seeing would be a very sharp drop-off to the right and to the left. And remember, to my right in real life, I have this hill here with very little valley between me and that hill. On Juniper, however, there's a sharp drop-off between it and its neighboring hill with swamp area here to the right. So I can cross that off my list. As I scan this map, my eye is instantly drawn to this area here. This is topographically correct. I'm probably somewhere around here. I'm seeing basically a top of a knoll. I'm seeing level area. I see a hill to my right. I also see this other hill to my right, so it's not quite clear where I am. But I'm going to start with the operating assumption that I am in this area. So let's begin the process of finalizing our location. And I'm looking at this hill over here, and remember, I have the operating assumption that this is Pegan Hill. Let's see where that takes us. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot an azimuth to that hill. And when I line my compass up with that hill, and I spin my orientation needle so that it's lined up with true north here, and then I read the azimuth. This hill is approximately 60 degrees bearing. So let's draw a line on the topographical map using the protractor. Here's Pegan Hill, right there. And I'm going to draw a line 60 degrees. I do that by taking my protractor, aligning my protractor with the grid of the map, and then moving this line to the 60-degree reading. Is 60 degrees on the protractor. I've got the line on Pegan Hill, and I'm going to snap that line. I'm going to actually draw a pencil line on that bearing. Here is the result. It's hard to see because my pencil's so faint, but that line runs here. If that's Pegan Hill, I'm somewhere along that line. Now, if we look at other areas on this map, what do we see? Remember, I've oriented the map so that it reflects true life. And as I look over here, I'm seeing these hills in the distance. And I'm wondering, if I'm along this line, could these hills be Carver Hill or Coolidge Hill or Broad Hill? Now let's just look up from the map. Remember, I've oriented it to real life, and I am seeing a number of hills which do in fact correspond to the hills that I'm seeing on the map. Let's shoot a bearing to one of them. Now I have shot a azimuth to that hill in the distance, which I believe to be Pleasant Hill, and I find it to be bearing 335 degrees. So taking my protractor, placing it on the line where I think I am, and drawing the string out to 335 degrees, like this, in fact, points it directly to Pleasant Hill. So I believe I am located right here, right over the E on Middlesex. Here is another clue, and it's not a good one, but it's a clue. If you remember, I think I'm right over the E in Middlesex. If you look at this chart, you'll see that there is a county border right there, Middlesex and Norfolk County. And I believe that when I look up to my south, I am seeing this stone wall, and it's quite possible that this stone wall itself is marking the county borders. So there I have 3 pieces of evidence as to where I'm located.